Hey, Plano Elementary! Good to see
Hello,
everybody!
good afternoon.
Welcome to this week's weekly wrap-up, and we've already gotten farther than we did last week before we had a reset, so this week's going well. So we're happy you're with us today. Mr. Smith couldn't be with us today, so we hate that he's not here, but he'll be back next time. All right, it's Disney week. Mr. Cole and Miss Vincent have their ears on, and Mr. Cole's got some more doodads back there. What's that behind you?
So I'm a giant Disney fan, and what I've got back here these are all the pins that just I and my wife's collection have collected over the years of going to Disney. And like the first pins I ever got were the Lion King ones. Hold on, right there. That's the Lion King ones right there. And you can just see all the different characters and the things. Mr. Cole likes things. Materialistic. Sure.
Yeah, I'm like a basic level Disney. Like I enjoy the movies. I think it's fun to go, but we're not like in it like Mr. Cole is.
Yeah. How about you, Miss Smith?
I mean, I was Disney as a kid. Kind of grew out of it, but
excuse me, let's not use language like that. Let me tell you what, I grew out of music. No, I didn't.
Oh,
I did.
okay.
Some of this Disney music. I'm actually okay. We're okay.
And I do want you to know, Mr. Cole, do you understand? Tyler Womble in the chat says you're wearing a Minnie Mouse ear.
Oh yes. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
On my watch, it's usually Minnie Mouse who's telling me what time of the day it is and to have a good morning. Yeah, so, you know.
Okay, so, all right, just as long as you're aware, that's all we want to know.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Well, all right, so students, there's a question that we want you to answer. What is your favorite Disney movie? All right, favorite Disney movie. Now, that encompasses a lot of things because Disney owns like almost all the movie studios now.
Yeah.
So I guess there's really no way you could go wrong with that.
So while Anastasia was not a real princess, now she's a Disney princess because she was a Fox movie.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've got a couple
far
coming
beyond my
in.
knowledge.
Addie's saying Mulan. Caleb says Mandalorian, which
Remember the Titans. That's right.
Oh,
that is a
so many
Disney
good
movie.
ones.
Yeah, that's good, Mr. Gropner. Tyler says.
Was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Was that a Disney?
Yes.
I thought about that the other day, and I have not seen that in years.
That's so funny you brought that up. I showed that to my 2-year-old last week. Like we watched it first, and it's like so awful cheesy, and I watched that a lot as a kid. Like that was like so interesting.
When the ant, spoiler alert for like a 40-year-old movie, when the ant dies, like defending them, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Stop! No!
And we should say ants, A-N-T, not like
not
A-U-N-T.
A-N-T.
I'm not talking about a human.
Ant the insect.
Above.
That they capture, the one that they capture, and then they feed it with the cream from the. Yeah, it's still in Mr. Cole's mind.
Yeah, they had found what was it, oatmeal pie.
Cream pie.
Yep, to bribe it with.
Yeah, and that cream in it. I remember like as a kid being like, I wonder what that tastes like, when you're so little and get it on you and stuff.
My favorite animateds are probably Aladdin would be number one. I love Aladdin. The Little Mermaid would be a close second. I just love her like innocence and just, brushing her hair with a fork, and I just loved it.
Yeah, I think for the animated ones, Aladdin was my favorite. Like that hit just the right time. That and The Lion King, because they were like back to back. Those are two really good ones.
Now Disney owns Pixar now, right?
Correct.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say now my favorite movie would be Soul, only because it's the first movie about a music teacher. And even the other kids in my class have said, Miss Smith, have you seen Soul? You have to watch it. Like, I've already watched it 5 times, guys. So
I have not seen that one yet.
Oh, you need to see it. It is really good.
It's great.
You could also make an argument that 101 Dalmatians, the first animated feature, because remember he played piano, he made jingles for a living.
Yeah.
So okay, there's that.
He was not educating the minds of the youth.
But he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't a teacher. Wasn't a band instructor.
So the audience says no, it is not. Okay, Mr. Cole.
We veto you.
So
All right, Caleb says, Soul's about people dying. Why is that good? No, it's about finding yourself and finding out what's important and realizing the difference you make. So, no, Caleb, I disagree.
Caleb's getting ready to get silenced, muted. Now, there used to be an old movie theater here in town that was just a two-screen theater called the Martin Twin Theater. And I had a cousin who, he's about 15 years older than me. And he would take my sister and I to the Martin Twin because they would play all the old Disney classics on the theater. Because, you just didn't have a movie that week, so who cares? We just played that. So there's two, like, classics for me. One is Pinocchio. I just remember seeing that and being like, I just loved it. That this is a puppet that came to life. What? And I got a cricket over here that's telling me what to do. Oh my goodness, loved it. And then also, just what has to be. Oh, my phone's locked up. I was going to do something creative. The Lion King. The Lion King, 1994, was a magical year. It was just hearing them go. And the singing and the, oh no, Mufasa, oh no, oh.
Addie Scott saying in the chat about Emperor's New Groove, and I know that's one of Mr. Smith's favorites. He loves Emperor's New Groove.
That was my movie as a kid.
Oh, you messed with that groove. I'm sorry, you messed with Emperor's Groove. Oh.
Yeah, when my daughter was born, she hadn't been alive very long when I went, I mean, like that I've been looking forward to that moment during the whole pregnancy. But Harper Kelly, she mentions one I like too, the Goofy movie. I really like that one too.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, it's like Goofy and his son. They go they go on like a road trip, and the son's like, "Oh, I'm too cool for this. I want to hang out with my friends." And they go to like all these like awful like side of the road attractions, but it's really good.
Yes.
It's really good.
Yeah.
All right. So let's check in on our house points right now. And let me tell you, Kawani has taken a strong stance for second place.
Oh my goodness.
Syker's lead is extending in first place. So
of course.
Syker is still on top, but now there's some separation between Kawani and Hakima.
Yeah,
so
that's a big one.
So Hakima, we got some ground to catch up on. So maybe it can happen today. Let's jump into our first game. It's What Is That? Remember, your job is to, in the chat, put what you see in the picture. The first person to get it correct will win 25 points for their house. And remember, this is Disney themed to give you a hint. So here we go. Ready in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Hakima. Let's go Hakima.
It's Mater in the library. Mater in the library. Is that what it is?
All right.
Got some guesses coming in.
Yeah. Oh, Lily's got to be a little more accurate. This might be a hard one for him.
Oh, I think, all right, I think Pam Scott got it. Nope, no, she didn't. Never mind, that's wrong. Never mind, I said the wrong thing. It's
Addie got it.
Did Addie get it?
Yep, Sleeping Beauty's Castle.
There
you go. Yep.
You can't just say Disney Castle. Yes, this is Sleeping Beauty's Castle in Disneyland. So, there might not be as many people who have seen that. On this side of the country, most people, if they go to a Disney park, they go to Disney World in Orlando. But this one is in Disneyland. It's the original castle, because Disneyland was built before Disney World. But it is Sleeping Beauty's Castle. So Addie, let's see, I believe she's Hakima.
I think so.
Addie, I'm very positive is Hakima. I'm not just saying that. But Addie, go ahead and put in the chat what your house is so we can verify it. But I know. I'm sure it's Hakima. So we're gonna put that. So nice job. 15 points for.
Good job, Addie.
For Hakima. Peyton, doesn't matter how many times you say psycher, it's not true. All right, let's get. Oops, I need to go back to the chat here. Okay. Hey, we've got some good news to share this week. I tell you, we are on a roll with Junior Achievement Students of the Week. This week, we've got Darian Wells. He is in Miss Jones's class. Darian, congratulations for being named.
I have to say, all three of the ones we've gotten were from Miss Jones's class.
Oh, that is crazy.
Lily Fisher and Darian.
Seems like something going on in Ms. Jones's class.
Mm-hmm.
They're rocking it. I love it.
So congratulations. That is great news. All right. Well, it's come to the end of another week, and our brains have just worked so hard. We did 2 days of in-person learning, then we had 3 days of distance learning. We had to deal with some pseudo ice, but now it's time.
I don't know what you're talking about. Pseudo ice. We had real ice in Butler County, and then I drove to get my shot yesterday, and it was like nothing had happened. But in Butler County, we had real ice. It was a little sketchy.
Okay, well, if of course I want everyone to be safe, but I can't say I drove over any ice at any point.
Yeah,
but
it was one of those situations. We got to the road at the end of our driveway, and we're like, "Oh, are we really going, or are we turning around?"
Uh-oh.
And my husband really wanted me to get my second shot, so he's like, "Nope, we're going."
Oh man. All right, so, well, Mr. Cole, our brains have worked so hard. Now we just need something they can chew on and just kind of stretch out for the rest of the weekend. So do you have a deep thought for us?
Sort of. It's sort of deep. It's not. It's like shallow in deep. It's not like diving in deep. And
going down the ramp.
It's just It's what they call those, like the beach entrance or whatever. Kind of. Just the thought is, we have all these Disney princesses, and you've got some really tough ones out there in the world. But you know what? I kind of feel like the toughest one was Nala. And I'm not just saying that because Lion King is my favorite movie, but the Pindia and Pindia again, and then she's got a fight at the end, and she's fighting hyenas, and I just kind of feel like Nala is the toughest Disney princess. And he is a king, truly. So you know what?
Never thought about that.
Okay.
I'm not jumping on that bandwagon with you.
Well, you know what? That's quite all right.
Okay, that's her nature. That was her animalistic nature. She was born to do that.
Look at Pumbaa. He's got the tusk, and he wasn't that tough. He was not that tough. She had no tusk. That's what the word is.
Just razor sharp claws and teeth.
But still, look at. I'm okay. You know what, Miss Vincent? Jasmine was the toughest princess. Jasmine didn't really do much, but I
won't go with that. I'll go with Mulana.
Well, I have to say Mulan really wasn't a princess until
after
she got married.
And also, when did she fight? Not till the very end of the movie, for like one moment.
But she still had to.
Because Nala is also a hunter. She had to survive.
Well,
a lion don't hunt for food.
I tell you, if you pit any of the Disney princesses versus a lion, I'm going with the lion.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
My money's on the lion.
I mean, Merida could take a lion down from Brave. She was a tough princess.
Well, she'd maybe take a bear down, but I don't know about a lion. That's a completely different animal.
Have you all seen from Ralph Breaks the Internet? Have you all seen that?
Yes.
There's a funny scene where like all of the princesses are there, and then they the one where Merida talks, where she just has a very thick Scottish accent, and she's talking, and they're all like, I don't know what she's saying. Very good. Very good.
All right, let's move it on. Let's check in on the quizzes. Oh, there's my quizzes. Here we go. We have a good number, 39 people hopped on right now. There's the code if you need it, 793, and I'll type in the chat, 793-303. So you can hop on there. And while we're waiting for everyone to get logged on, I think it might be time for some dad jokes. So, we've got some Disney dad jokes lined up, and students should give us a rating on these 1 to 5. 1's the worst, 5's the best. And do you know why Peter Pan is flying all the time?
I don't know.
He never lands.
Ah,
That's a good one.
I got a good reaction on that one.
I have one.
All right, let's hear
This
it.
kind of goes with what everyone's into with Frozen. Why shouldn't you give Elsa a balloon?
I don't know.
Because she'll let it go.
Let it go.
Why did I not see that one coming? Like, I should have known that one. Of course.
Why is Cinderella so bad at soccer? Because she's always running away from the ball.
Simba was walking too slow, so they kept having to tell him to Mufasa.
Oh, heavens.
I had my first real job was working in the shoe store, Finish Line at Greenwood Mall. It was one summer I worked there, and my boss told me that often. It's like, hey, Frazier, Mufasa. Mufasa. Yes, sir. Yes, Manager Jeff, I will. Yes. Hey, what does the rapper Little John say when he visits Disneyland?
Oh, me.
Turn down for Walt.
Why is Gaston
even
the
know
most
that song.
peaceful? Oh, sorry. Why is Gaston the most peaceful Disney villain? Because he won the Nobel Prize.
I saw last time I was in Disney, I saw some people with shirts as a portrait of Gaston, said Nobel Prize winner.
I like it.
That's funny.
What kind of car do you think that Minnie Mouse drives? A minivan.
That one is.
Even you were like, eh. It's okay.
They can't all be gold.
Oh, I got another one.
Okay.
Why did Mickey Mouse get hit with a snowball? Because Donald ducked.
Oh, me. Okay. Well, let's go on to the quizzes. I think we've exhausted.
The jokes have died.
I think we've exhausted our inventory of good Disney jokes. All right, so we got 44 people logged in. It's time to get this going. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go, Hakima. We need some more points today.
That's right. We need some Hakima here. All right. Oh, while we are waiting for this, I forgot to hype the match. Of course, this week we have the Gropner Grub grudge match going on. And you see it's a Buzz versus Woody battle this week. A+ effort, Mr. Cole, on this week's grudge match.
Yep, it was a good one.
Excellent.
Bryce Blaine has an idea that we should invite a student on sometime. Might be neat.
Interesting, yeah.
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We might have to do some kind of house competition or something, and the winner
Maybe.
gets to come on.
That I like what we're thinking here. All right, so let's check on our leaderboard, and man, I'm having a hard time maneuvering my windows here. Okay, we've got Miss Cooper in the lead right now, and that's Kawani. And then, she was passed by Miss Rather, only to be passed again. I think Miss Rather heard we were doing Disney. She was like, I've got to get on board for that. All right, we got looks like Siler Mary right now is our top student.
Let's go, Siler.
Oh, but now you just passed by Addie. Oh, and then Siler passed her back. So this is a tough matchup.
Several adults on today.
Yep. And now Nathan Marksbury's up. I know Nathan's probably upset after his so close matchup last time, or I guess he was third last time, I think.
Where is Miss Grub? I see Gropner, but I don't see Miss Grub.
Where's Miss Grub? She's down there. She's 17th right now, so she's got some making up to do here.
And I like we still have some of our virtual students participating. That's fun.
Absolutely. And that's why we do these, so we can get everybody together doing something at the end of the week, no matter if you're in person or virtual. We can all have a common experience here.
It gives me something to do. Yeah. I mean, actually, I have things to do. Sorry.
What?
There is the bonus quiz, the 100-point bonus quiz after this that I went ahead and made another much more difficult, much more hardcore.
That
Some
one.
of the questions on there are pretty hard. There are a few gimmies, like who is this villain? Who is this princess? But then we put in some. Mr. Cole found some hard ones.
Are there questions about actual Walt Disney? Those would have been hard.
To be honest, I love a lot of this stuff, and it's not. I mean, I am a Disney fan, but I'm also like the thinking of Walt and how he came up with what he came up with, and like the parks were started because he had gone to a amusement park before that, and he got annoyed that he saw a different dressed character walking through that section of the park, and so in his mind, he was like, "I'm going to build a park, and in it." Like it's not so much at Disneyland, but at Disney World. My wife was a cast member there. My wife was Mickey and Minnie. She worked at Epcot. She was Donald, but she worked there for quite a while. And there's a thing called the I think it's called the ducks down, the ductwork down below. It's like a basement under. You're under
the
tunnels.
I actually say. You're above ground when you're walking on ground. That under there is where cast members can go from different sections rather than walking through the park.
Okay. All right. Sorry to jump in here, but quick update here. We've got Miss Scott in first place, but Miss Grub has just jumped up several positions. She has one question left. Oh, and she went up to second place, but did not pass Miss Scott.
No.
So Miss Scott is in first, and Miss Grubb is in second. We got Hannah Lambert for Kiwani, who is our top student right now.
Yes, ma'am.
And let's see. Oh, Araya and Akima just moved up to fourth place. Well done.
That was a jump.
So I will say it looks like the winner of our Gropner Grub grudge match happens to be Miss Grub. And just so we can also get an idea of who we're talking about here, on the screen here you'll see that not only was this a Buzz versus Woody matchup, there's also a Sleeping Beauty versus Maleficent matchup too. You'll have to figure out who's who there. But
those are fantastic.
Those are, again, excellent job, Mr. Cole. Excellent.
I feel like maybe one of these pictures needs to make it in the yearbook.
Yes.
Addie says Miss Scott is Hakima, so that's awesome. We've had a good day today.
That is great. That is great. All right. So I think we're about ready to close this up. Looks like people are pretty much finished
Lots of right answers today, though, so that's
Yeah.
fun.
81% accuracy. People know their Disney.
That's a big deal.
All right. So, congratulations to Hannah Lambert for coming in third.
Good job,
and being
Hannah.
our top student. Miss Grub for winning the Gropner Grub grudge match. And Miss Scott for being the top staff scorer.
Woo!
So that's another 25 points for Hakima and 25 for Kawani.
We needed those points today.
We sure did. All right, well, students, as always, make sure that you send us your suggestions. And Jones girls, I know you all want Power Rangers. I've heard your requests loud and clear.
Ooh, that's a deep cut right there.
It's hard.
Oof.
Power Rangers would be a difficult one for me to pull off. But hey, not saying we can't do it. But
Yeah.
I'll just in case everyone knows, the Jones girls, they want Power Rangers. And not the new ones, the old ones.
So I'm gonna
like the 90s?
I'm
I
gonna
could do the old one.
on Amazon and order a Green Ranger costume.
Oh, please don't.
He's the best Ranger, and he's like still in it. He's like been in it for like 20 years.
I'm calling Lacey.
Like almost every season. He's been in it. She would be like, and did he get the red one also?
Oh, man. All right. Well, we're going to cut it off there. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We hope you have a great... Remember, it's a long weekend.
No school
Monday is
Monday.
President's Day, so no school on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday. Take care.
Bye,
Bye.
kiddos.